guys, today I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to get an e-bike. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be explaining how I managed to buy my ER Pro SS 2.0 in just 5 months unemployed. So it all started back in October when I had seen the Yasma and I thought it was the coolest thing. And then when I asked my parents if I could get it for Christmas, when I was told no, I was upset in the moment. But then they said, if I can earn it, I can get it. So I got determined and I started shoveling snow. We were lucky we had a very bad winter this year. But I started shoveling snow and I was making about $20 per house. You just gotta ask your parents to post on your local Facebook page or anything else like that. But I started door knocking and I was like, hey, can I show your deck? So a lot of people said yes because they need help with it. Where I live, there's no driveway, so it was mostly decks, but it still worked out. So basically what I would do is I would knock on doors and I would say, hello, how are you doing? Is there anything I can trouble for you today? And you never want to say a price because they're going to ask you, how much do you charge? You always want to say whatever you think it's worth. Because if someone can't afford to give you $10, but they can afford to give you $5, would you rather get $5 or not? So you always got to do that. I use that strategy a lot. And I made some decent money off that. And I kept going throughout the winter as like a little side hustle. The next method is an allowance. I recommend this. So my parents, I was still saving up for the Yasma at this point, and I had about $500. And for those of you who don't know, the Yasma was $1,500. I thought I was doing fairly well. I was like 2 weeks into it, and I asked my parents about an allowance, and they thought it was a good idea. I do some chores, and I get $50 a month. So I started doing that. I made my $50 per month. But within my first month, I also met this person who owns a restaurant. I asked about possibly working there and doing some work. They had me work as a dishwasher on Fridays and Saturdays for 4 to 5 hours, and I would make about $80 to $100 per time. I was making pretty good money, and within my first month, I realized I was able to buy the Yasma then. And I realized then that if I can just buy a Yasma now, why don't I keep going and save up for my dream bike, the 2.0? And that's when I decided I wasn't going to sell for a Yasma. I was going to keep going. I continued to do that throughout November until December came. Once December came, I was lucky enough to have Christmas within the time period I was saving up. I planned it so I had my Christmas and my birthday within a time period. So I just asked for money. That did help a lot. I seriously recommend that. Try to at least get your birthday or Christmas within the time period you're saving up, because you can ask for money and that helps a lot with your journey. So I did that in December, and then through January I just kept doing the same thing. We got hit with a few more big storms, kept shoveling. Shoveling was raking in some good money. And at this point, I think I was at $2,500. And I was doing fairly well. I was looking at the RTR light, but I told myself, no, I'm not selling. I got to keep going. Next came February, and my birthday's in February, and I decided to ask for a 3D printer and money. So I asked for a 3D printer, which might sound a little bit weird, because I decided that if I could print things that people would want, I could make money, so $20 per print. And I'm actually still doing that even after getting my bike, so I can afford some mods. I do recommend that if you can. I got the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. Pretty sure it was $250. It was a very good investment, and I'm making some decent cash off that. So try to basically just do whatever you can. Another method you can do is old stuff you don't use anymore. So old toys you don't play with, old gaming consoles you don't play with. I sacrificed a lot of things in order to buy my bike, But in the end, it was definitely worth it. I don't regret a thing. They can go to someone else who needs them more than me. I don't play with them anymore. And it also just gave me the money to be able to buy my bike. After a few months, they really do add up, like a lot. When I say a lot, like $5,000 a lot. My 2.0 was $4,600. So I made $4,600 in 5 months from doing dishwashing, my allowance, and also doing snow shoveling. Those were the 3 main ones that I did. All the others were also just kind of like little side hustles. I made like $50 a month on. So that is how I was able to buy my 2.0. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm sorry about like all the bird noises and stuff. I'm outside and I don't sound great. I'm a little bit sick, but thanks for watching. Goodbye.